Inga mana, inga iwi, inga reo, tēnā koutou katoa. It really is my privilege to be here to open this up and introduce these amazing young people that we have here today. Spending time with them over these last couple of days has just been absolutely amazing, and I hope that they inspire you as much as they have inspired me. They truly are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank all the people here today, whether you're distinguished guests, friends and family, or just people that are genuinely interested. Because to have you here, to see, to listen, and to support this initiative and this work that the young people have been doing is invaluable to us. It empowers us, and I'd like to thank you so much. It has been a big challenge and a big opportunity, and yes, we are very sleep deprived, but it has been awesome. And so I hope that you enjoy what we're about to present to you, and I'd like to introduce you to Regan and Cara to kick it off.
Hello, we are the past, the present and the future, and we've been participating in the local New Zealand conference. We've been to many sites, and you'll soon hear more, and we've picked up a few issues that what we believe are relevant for the youth and national government.
Ko Aotearoa, ko te ao ko. I am the river, and the river is me. We've travelled down a river, but our journey was more than that. We saw the deprivation and the changes between our regions and our centres. We know that we want a quality of life which is better for our children and our grandchildren, for our communities, for all the people out there in New Zealand. And we want leaders who will be able to collaborate with us, participate and engage. That's why we're here. Thank you.
So in the background, we're just going to show some pictures of our trip when we turn the slideshow on, and we'll also have some facts that we've learned on our journey.
Kia ora and welcome to the whānau of our young people and distinguished guests. My name is Jared Kennedy, and I am blessed to be starting today's presentation with a karakia. So please bow your heads. I te atua, he mihi tēnei kai, a koe, mau au pānga, kia mātou e tēnei wā āmene. Cool, I'll just invite the first group up.
The importance which is placed on the ideal quality of life is in itself a typical Kiwi ideology. This goal varies largely region by region. While the Honourable Prime Minister, John Key, enjoys his Pinot Gris and pedicure, our mighty Ruapehu farmers are enjoying a cold one after a hard day's docking and shearing, fencing. All intrinsic and tangible ideals which we as collective New Zealanders hold dear constitute quality of life, which originates within our generic Kiwi mentality. This Kiwi mentality has been derived from experiences which originated in regional New Zealand. The various similarities, dissimilarities between regional goals and national objectives relate to quality of life and are exponential, and it is central government's responsibility to realign themselves so that these issues are mitigated. Our group will now introduce you to some of the themes regarding quality of life.
We've heard that jobs, businesses and growth are desperately needed in our regions. Councillors and mayors we've spoken with have all said how they are trying to get their regional economy going, but they don't have the tools. These tools for growing the economy are held across the road in the Reserve Bank, in Treasury and in here, Parliament. Economic policies such as the official cash rate, the corporate tax rate, all these things have a massive effect on regional economies, and yet they are all set here, a set rate in Wellington, a single level across all of New Zealand's wildly dissimilar regions. Another factor we've heard a lot from is the ability of local government to generate revenue and allocate expenditure. Rates are going up. It's a story we've heard everywhere and we've seen everywhere. And incomes are going down in many of these regions. This can't carry on for long. Councils are forced to set rates at levels they actually don't want to. Pressures from central government upon regional expenditure need to be relaxed. and the task of revenue generation needs to be given to local government. Fresh thinking about how local government generates its revenue is needed. As Prime Minister Winston Churchill once said to President Roosevelt, "You give us the tools and we will finish the job."
We know that both central and regional governments are investing in their youth. This is quite clear, but the difference lies in when and what stage of a young person's life are these investments made. Central initiatives seem to be targeted at youth who may already be associated with wealthy backgrounds, and therefore are more likely to have an opportunity to reach a quality of life. However, we have seen that regional initiatives seem to be targeting the youth at risk, those affected by conflict and poverty, and therefore less likely to achieve quality of life. These at-risk youth populations are vital, more now than ever, because this hand-up given by regional government that we have witnessed increases their opportunity to achieve a quality of life that they desire. Another issue is the disparity in educational goals. We have seen regions trying to comply with the curriculum set at a national level. But let's be realistic. This new, young and innovative generation is becoming more motivated to aspire towards a new future within their regions, and they cannot be contained within a model set by a national directive. Regions want youth to endorse skills that will be beneficial to their specific region. Why not tailor the education curriculum into these regions to make this happen? This innovative generation that so many of you seem to envision cannot be achieved with the curriculum standards set at a national level. A curriculum tailored to this new, unique generation within these regions can create a better quality of life.
Welcome. As I'm sure you have gotten the general gist, over the past 4 days, we've been to Wanganui and here in Wellington. We have talked to mayors, councillors, MPs and policymakers, presidents of big companies, CEO and managers, and most importantly, the people who live in those places. Upon reflection, a common theme that has emerged is that unique regional capabilities are not recognised by current government policies, particularly employment. It seems the implementation of aggregate policy does not recognise the unique and different regional abilities that provide specific employment opportunities. We need the connection between regional ideas and central policy tools to be a seamless one. And this disparity between regional and central standards of employment needs to be addressed.
We have seen over the course of a few days that there is quite a tension between local and central government. I guess that concerns us as youth, because the future of that tension is our future. It's been there forever, but we wonder if it's stronger than it once was. Acknowledging that is good, because it puts us on the track to resolving it. We wonder whether the fears inherent in that tension are fears of smoke and mirrors, or if they are actual disagreements. Part of this is our group's theme of quality of life. A tension between levels of government is a distraction from improving quality of life. It's an information barrier. There's an information disparity between central government's macro tools and local government's specific knowledge. We've seen this mutual alienation. We're not quite sure if we're in the looming mothership here, or if there's a bit of a bug swarm out there. But the truth is, neither of us have a real hive mind. The tension will be resolved by creative information flows.
So speakers over this week have introduced us to the idea that in order to have a healthy economy, we need to understand nature a lot better than we do, and we need to factor that in. So on that note, I just want to give you a little bit of the scientific background of the issue of climate change, which is not only affecting local regions, but New Zealand as a whole. It's been predicted that by 2100, we'll have 1 metre of sea level rise, as you can see on the IPCC curve over there. And We now think, if you factor in a lot of things like the local tectonics, which are shown by those vectors over there, that this could well be and probably is an underestimate. If you look at the Kapiti coast, factoring in the tectonics and how that sea level rise is distributed, you could well be looking at up to about 1.3 meters or more rather than just the 1 meter. There's also the uncertainty of how fast this will happen. I could talk for this for hours, but what you need to understand is that there is uncertainty. But what we do know is that sea level rise will continue, and this is cross generations. This will affect us, our kids, our next generation. So it's something that we need to work on. With that sea level rise comes increases in floods. If you look on the map, that little triangle there on New Zealand means that within half a metre of sea level rise, we could more than 1,000-fold increase the frequency of flooding. You're then looking at 1-in-100-year events that now happen more than once a year. This is a significant problem that we're not doing anything against, really, and that we really need to address from a local level and from a national level. So what I really want to leave you with is that there is this uncertainty and that we really aren't doing enough, and we need to do more about this. And really, we need to work together with this, otherwise it's going to look pretty dire for all of us.
As everyone's mentioned, we have visited a range of people, we've listened to a range of people, and I think a lot of them have expressed their animosity towards the pressure that's been placed on their shoulders by central government. Regions know their backgrounds better than anybody else. I don't think we can doubt that. So why aren't they being supported to improve the quality of the life of their communities? Regions believe they have nor the tools or the time to focus on what they believe is important to them due to the regulations forced upon them by central government. This animosity is simply becoming destructive. Regions want to set their own priorities, but they feel as though their toes are being stepped on by central government.
A shrinking region is not a dying region. Quality of life of those in rural regions is equally as important as those in the cities. They contribute different things of value, family, community, respect of the natural environment, a place where individuality can flourish, and the interconnectedness of us all. To those of you who object to this, we say, we have been there, we have spoken to the people, we are the people. So I put the question to the central government, the ball's in your court, what will you do?
Hey, Leah, what are you going to do when you graduate?
I'm going to go home. Oh, where?
No, you're going to go home to Gizzy.
Yeah, it's my hometown.
Oh. What the heck are you going to do there? Like, sit on the beach and watch the sunrise?
There's so much more there. My family, my friends, it takes me 5 minutes to get anywhere. I go to the supermarket, I can say hello to like 5 or 6 different people. It's relaxed.
Hey.
What are you going to do?
Well, I have to go to the city, obviously. You know, it's where the jobs are, it's where the money is. I want that fast-paced lifestyle, you know?
I think we've got the same goal.
What? Just different places?
So next we will look into harnessing the niche and embracing the differences that between regions and qualities that regions have to offer us.
I think we can all agree on the fact that the regions are really, really different. However, like the last few days, we've been talking a bit about whether or not the goals of central government and local government are similar or not. And I guess we've kind of come to the conclusion that we all do have the same goals. We all would like to lead fulfilled lives, experience health and well-being, have enough money to support our families, plus the little bit extra. We want to feel valued and appreciated, and we want to have a feeling that we're moving forward, we're going in a direction. So local and central governments both have these goals, whether you're a politician, lawyer, farmer or small business owner in the regions. The disparities arise from the fact that we measure success and development in different ways, and have very different ideas on how we're going to get there, like the processes. There's also quite a few stereotypes about the regions, that they're struggling and they're all farmers and things like that. So I just wanted to go through some of the differences in local and regional governments. They're so different. They have different histories, age distributions, different cultures, different population sizes, land areas, employment opportunities, and there's heaps and heaps more. And the way that the council interacts with its community and central government depends on all those hundreds of factors. So many district councils and regional areas feel that they're not operating to their full potentials, and that's, there's a lot of factors that come into that. The next few speakers in my group, we're going to talk about that there's no one-size-fits-all solution. There's no silver bullet to any of these issues. A lot of our regions have similar issues, but that doesn't mean they're going to have a similar solution. As young people from the regions, we've talked a lot about recommendations and what we think could be possible solutions, but we're here to remind you all that there's no one-size-fits-all silver bullet solution. Policies must be customisable and easily adapted as seen fit by their local governments.
We can find what success is to a region in its environment and its people. 4 forms of capital inform a niche that is special. 1, physical. Do we have cash? What are our spaces? 2, natural. The sun and water in our places. 3, human. The skills of our crew. 4, social. What our community love to do. You have to harness what a community desires. Pursuing these dreams gives unity, it lights a fire. What can be done in Gore is not what can be done in Gisborne. And nor do people want the same in Reefton and in Raglan. These are not zombie towns shuffling in the same or no direction. They can be nimble places that take opportunities new ideas give them. Think of the regions as a nuanced, fertile land that can attract and grow seedlings of innovation that arrive both by chance and by plan.
There is no one-size-fits-all silver bullet approach to solving the looming crisis of zombie towns. But we need a unique approach. Our regional New Zealand is unique. It's the definition of unique. We need someone to come over and help these unique places take ownership for their future. We need someone to come and support them, offer support, not take over, because they are unique. The people there know what to do, not someone else. And we refer to regional New Zealand as unique because they are different, because they are special. So with that in mind, I'll now pass it on, and they're going to explain how we can harness the diverse potential of regional New Zealand.
If we believe that our local communities are the ones that truly understand their local realities and their local potential, their local unique potential, then we need to do more to ensure that our local and regional governments are empowered to make decisions on what matters to each community. We think that central government should consider doing more to enable and support our local and regional governments. So how could we do this? Some of the things that we've thought of include enabling our local communities to do more in terms of what their local priorities are. We think that central government could consider perhaps sharing or divesting more responsibility to local and regional governments to ensure that they make decisions on local issues and local priorities. These might include decisions on economic development, on local resources, local places, and the skills needed in each region. A few examples might be in terms of heritage management, when it comes to local heritage landmarks and buildings, local communities know what's important to them, and they should be empowered to make decisions on those issues. Another example might be freshwater management. One approach taken by the central government would be to set out a national vision and a few bottom lines regarding a policy area, and basically leave the rest up to regions to decide how they are going to do that and how they are going to customize their local resources, their local priorities, and what communities want. We also think that central government could do more to support our local decision makers. This could include ensuring that local councillors are better trained, especially when they first start off their term. It could include more training, better inductions for local councillors. We also think that councillors and regional governments should do more to foster collaboration between them. And this shouldn't just apply to mayors, but we think that regional councillors should meet often across the districts and local authorities. Another consideration could be that if we truly want our local and regional governments to deliver on their responsibilities and all their obligations, we should consider giving them appropriate resources to do so. And this might include funding arrangements.
Essentially, when an idea presents itself, we need to be ready to flourish. This is not a waiting around for a chance to happen. This is about taking opportunities that nature and people have given our regions the potential to use. Thank you.
Being on this journey, I've learned so much, and so much appreciation of the country I live in and I was welcomed to. Throughout, I made strong relationships, even with the eels.
Having just heard from Natra about her experiences and learnings from the power of the nature and the community that we visited, we'll now look at the how, the what, the vision, leadership, and the aspirational goals that will get us there.
Visionary leadership. It is something sorely needed for the betterment of the regions, both in central government and local government.
And we have 3 key ideas on this. Our first recommendation is that local government exists in a rich and diverse ecosystem, yet we've noticed that they tend to feel isolated. Therefore, a vision for a greater Aotearoa needs strong relationships with integrity, trust, and mutual respect between central and local government. Whether it's central government prioritising and focusing upon local elections, weaving the shared vision of greater prosperity, we must focus on being continually cross-party supportive of each other, allowing all voices to be heard.
Our second recommendation centred on a theme of relationship building. This means between central government and local councils between each other, and both of those to people and communities. This need was recently exemplified in the concerns that were raised about legal highs within our local communities and the snail-like response that came from central government. Essentially, this involves establishing better bottom-up, grassroots communication to work alongside that is coming from the top down from central government. The rivers of communication should flow both ways. We made some more specific recommendations to this point. First, a requirement of MPs to report on council meetings. Second, a requirement of MPs to attend some quota of council meetings annually. Third, a requirement that council consult with the relevant youth council upon request. So basically, where there is a youth council in a place, if they ask the main council to attend a meeting, they're treated like a member of that local council. The establishment of a youth council association as well will work alongside this. And finally, we'll provide better constitutional protections for local and regional councils and the implementation of all of these recommendations.
Another recommendation is the Mokopuna clause. Now, what is Mokopuna? Mokopuna means grandchildren. The clause is about creating decisions that do not just affect our generations, but could affect and will affect the generations that we may not even talk to. It is about planning. It is about visionary, inclusive leadership. And it's about selfless sacrifice. And that is our challenge to all you big shots out there. Selfless sacrifice.
And now we're going to speak more about the specific issues that have led to these recommendations. And one of these is the difficulty for both central and local government of forging a long-term vision for the future. And we feel as though that this is an important goal for both central and local government to come up with solutions that will work into the long term. And so, for example, issues like climate change can easily be overlooked because they aren't directly affecting people now. And there are processes in place at the local level that help to make these plans, but there's no one underlying reason why they're made and anything that aligns the local plans with the central plans. So the Mokopuna Clause is about this. It's about giving an incentive and aligning those long-term visions.
Local and central government need to better work together. Governments tend to work in silos, and this is part of the reason why we're recommending better communication.
There is a desire within both central and local government for strong leadership. We want skilled, passionate leaders who can bring unique perspectives to their jobs and bring about positive change within their communities. This observation strengthens the recommendation that local government should be experiencing greater support from central government. In order to obtain such leaders, we need to publicly recognise the importance of local councils. In order to encourage such people to get involved in their communities, this relationship will mutually benefit both local and national groups, as many members of central government start at a local level.
Local and central government leaders should be complementary, not competing. Because the strength of local government is in that it's grassroots. It has both the ability and the expectation to be directly consulting with its constituents, with the community, so that they can create unique visions for the future. But central government holds the power, the authority, the thrust for actually making these visions come to fruition. This is the disjunction that led to our recommendations, that one has the insight, the other the power, and communication meaningfully two ways is what's needed.
A similarity that we see between local and central government is the goal to grow and support young leaders. This is important because, as you can see today, we know our communities, we have visions for our communities, and we know what our communities need. Clauses such as the Mokopuna Clause will help to ensure that young leaders can grow. The Mokopuna Clause means future generations are considered. Considering future generations means considering how future generations can become leaders. There are roles all around government that young people can play, and there are young people who can play these roles. Our challenge is to have a conversation about inclusive leadership.
On the theme of visionary leadership, we have heard a lot of recommendations, but what we need most is a change in attitude. Our regions are crying out for strong leadership. New Zealand needs vision. Instead, we have mostly produced projections. To build a greater legacy for our mokopuna, we challenge central and local government to work with each other out of a relationship of mutual respect and interest. We challenge them to act as kaitiaki, guardians, and chart a course for our communities into the future. Through the complementary roles of central and local government, we can build the Kiwi dream of opportunity and equality for all of us in the cities and in the regions. Thank you.
So as you can see, we are a passionate group with ideas that are not a want but a need. We do not wants you to row the waka for us, though. Simply pick up a paddle. Like an oar breaking the surface, we as a nation are currently living on the bed. The way we think, BED's the acronym, blame, excuse and denial, where we should be reaching up and breaking through the surface, holding our oar above our head, taking ownership, accountability and responsibility. In Tokoroa, a small, beautiful community, we have a passion for the waka. Every person rows, everybody knows that every person rows. And if one rows out of sync, we in the waka spin in circles. As a nation, I think we are dizzy enough. So instead of ending in a prayer, I thought I would just leave you with this piece I carry with me, my taonga. He aha te mea nui o te ao, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. What is the most important thing in this world? It's the people, the people, the people. Kia ora.